In this video, we're going to look at name errors in Python. Name errors are a really common error that beginners make, and beyond that as well. But let's have a look at what happens. So I've got some code here and it's going to produce a name error. And here we go. Here's my name error, a big, horrible red error. So the first thing that we do whenever we have this error is we look at what the error is telling us. And it's telling us here that it's on line 2 in our code. And it's saying it's a name error and my string is not defined, and it's actually suggesting, did you mean my string? So later versions of Python will give you this sort of suggestion of how to fix your bugs. So we can see here I've got 2 lines of code. I've got my variable called my string, and it's my string with a capital S, and I'm trying to print my string, but I've actually used the wrong case. I've used a lowercase s here, and I should have used an uppercase. So when we have a name error, what you have usually done is misspelt or used the wrong case for a variable. So if I now correct that and put it as a capital S, it will get rid of my name error and it will print out hello world, and it has fixed it. So just check that the error does look big, scary and horrible and red, and you're not sure what's going on. Read it. It is there to inform you how to fix your code. So, similar example, if I'd misspelt string and I put my string instead, I'll get a name error again. I'm just going to reproduce that, and it's going to tell me on line 2 again. So I can see if you look at the file where I'm using Python idle, but it will tell you at the bottom what your line number is. You can just about see that at the bottom, like that says I'm on line number 3 at the moment, which I am. So check the bottom right hand side of your code there. Now there is one other time where you might have get a name error, and that is where you are trying to use a variable and you haven't actually declared it, and that means you haven't created it. So for example here, if I create a variable, or I try to print a variable or assign a variable, actually I think that's what I'll do. I'll assign a variable my var. Now I'm going to print my variable. I'm just going to print a variable called my var, and I'm just going to fix the previous bug here so that goes. And if I run this, I'm going to get another name error, and it's telling me again, it says line 4, so look for the line number, and it's telling me name error, my var is not defined. So that means I haven't actually created my var. I'm trying to print it, but I haven't actually created it or set it. So if I then create my variable and I say, set it to 6, for example, any value that you want it to be, run that code, and it will then get rid of that name error. Okay, so to summarize, to fix name errors, look at the line number of the error, check the spelling and the case of the variable that the error occurred with. And if you can't find anything wrong, it's always a good idea to check the line above the one it's saying where the error is, because sometimes it is on the line above. And finally, if you still can't get rid of that error, check you've declared or created that variable in the first place. It could be that you're trying to use a variable without creating it first.